Hot take: AI may not save humanity, but it will make it harder for civilizations to lie about how they treated people. That's the real disruption. For centuries, power controlled memory. Empires wrote the textbooks. States curated the archives. Institutions buried the bodies, sometimes literally, sometimes narratively. AI threatens that monopoly. We've been trained to judge cultures by the wrong scoreboard. Military wins, economic output, monuments, technological prestige. But history eventually asks a different question. Who did you dehumanize to get all that? AI won't create morality. What it can do is make hypocrisy easier to detect at scale. It can cross-check speeches versus policy, laws versus outcomes, myths versus records, civilization versus the human cost. Propaganda still works in the short term. But in an AI era, propaganda may age much faster. Because the receipts are searchable. Nazi Germany wasn't just evil in ideology. It was modern in administration, records, bureaucracy, logistics, euphemism. That matters because efficiency and civilization are not moral defenses. AI makes that contradiction harder to romanticize. And before anyone gets comfortable, this isn't just about obvious villains. The real reckoning is for societies with beautiful ideals and ugly exceptions. That's where it gets uncomfortable. Example: the United States, a country built on liberty language and constitutional design, while also built through slavery, indigenous dispossession, segregation, exclusion, and selective personhood. Both are true. That's the point. AI won't solve that contradiction, but it can make the pattern clearer. Rights rhetoric often expands after organized struggle, not because power suddenly grows a conscience. That's a different story than national mythology. Religious institutions face the same test. Don't ask only what a tradition preached. Ask what its people protected when it cost them. Because the same religious language has been used to justify domination, resist domination. Example: some churches defended segregation or kept quiet. Others, especially black churches and clergy, became engines of the civil rights movement. Same broad tradition. Opposite moral courage. So no, religion is not the category. Behavior is. People love to celebrate great civilizations for art, law, philosophy, engineering. Fair. Now add the missing line item. Who was excluded, conquered, enslaved, or crushed to finance that greatness? That's the ledger AI helps reopen. Example: the Atlantic slave system. You cannot seriously talk about wealth, development, and modern state power in the Atlantic world without talking about forced labor and racialized dehumanization. AI-style analysis makes the links harder to sanitize. Ships, ports, insurers, plantations, profits, policy. Another example: Ancient Athens. Foundational political thought, yes. Democratic innovation, yes. Universal inclusion, no. You don't need to cancel history to tell the truth about it. You need to stop worshipping partial truth. Here's the part people won't like. The strongest cultures may not be the ones with the cleanest myths. They may be the ones willing to destroy their own myths when the evidence demands it. That's not weakness. That's maturity, which is why post-war memory cultures, imperfect as they are, matter. Not because they achieved innocence, but because they made public memory, education, and warning part of state legitimacy. Never again is meaningless without records, institutions, and vigilance. Big caveat, because this matters. AI is not a neutral judge. It can be biased, manipulated, weaponized, and used for mass narrative control too. So yes, AI can expose lies. It can also industrialize them. That means the great reckoning is not automatic. AI gives us better tools for memory. Whether that becomes truth, propaganda, justice, or revenge depends on human institutions and moral standards. The real question isn't, will AI judge us? It's, what happens when our self-image loses its monopoly and our behavior becomes easier to compare across time? Final thought. In the AI era, every culture will still tell stories about itself. The difference is this: more people will be able to audit the story. And some cultures are not ready for that. What's the biggest myth your society tells about itself?